Okay, so we are gathered here together to welcome you all to the Tuesday, August 26th Select Board meeting for Middlesex. It's 5 p.m. We're going to welcome the guests, and if anyone here would like to speak, you just raise your hand, and if you are going to speak, we just ask that you state your name and the town that you're from, assuming you're from Middlesex. Okay. And so the first order of business is to approve the minutes of August 12th, 2025 meeting. We have those minutes here that I sent out to you guys to review. Is there a motion to approve minutes?
I'd make the motion to approve minutes. I had made changes before, so I already read these.
Yep. Is there a second? So Larry or Stacy, you're gonna probably need a second. Okay,
I'll second it.
All right, so Zara moves, Larry seconds. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
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 And then we need to approve tonight's agenda. There is an amendment, which is that a couple meetings ago, we couldn't find this Washington Electric Co-op request to like put a line in. And so we're gonna approve that permit if that's okay with you guys under other business. Are there any objections to adding that for today's? Okay. Is there anything else that needs to get put on today's agenda that is?
I don't know if you're talking
Okay.
about the bird possibly.
The bird, oh, I'll put that in first. Yeah.
We did say that we were gonna talk about the future of town halls. We did take 5-10 minutes to talk about that since that has been advertised in the paper.
Yeah, we can do that when we're talking about the town hall heating system. I think would be a good time to do that. But we will need probably more than 10 minutes to talk about the future of town hall. Okay, so hearing those couple of little additions, is there a motion to approve tonight's minutes for August 26th? Dara moves. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Well, Larry seconds. Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
So we are now at the highway report and any updates from Zara on any FEMA updates, if there are any, and how we're doing with dirt tech. And so Eric, how's it going?
Well, as far as equipment's concerned, we're all set other than the Freightliner still at the shop. Norton Road has been all ditched and gravelled. We're working on Molly Super right now. We're gonna change the cross culvert where that hole is, gonna
Oh, yeah.
wash out tomorrow. The 4 box culverts are complete, roadside mowing is done.
I can take that off then, right?
Yes,
The dirt tech's box culvert
They're done.
replacement schedule is done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! Yay!
I'm gonna bring up, the elephant in the room here about Old Brook Road.
Oh,
Still not have heard anything. I emailed him this morning again. And he sent me all the other information other than that road, so I think someone needs to step in and also
Need another engineer.
something.
Okay.
We got. people
A
that
squeaky
wanna
wheel?
talk.
People who wanted. Eric, who haven't you heard from?
Our engineer that's been working on that.
is that
Dexter.
Dexter?
Yeah.
Okay, and so I'm sorry, you reached out to him and he gave you information on everything but that.
So we
Okay.
got paperwork on other things that they'll.
Yeah, so all the other work that needs to be done, we got permit applications and
Okay.
design, but we still haven't gotten the one that's the works.
Well, and we also need East Hill and Portal for.
Yeah, I talked to them and they're gonna come out and look at it, Jared's gonna come out and look at it and.
Himself, so we don't need Dexter for that. Excellent.
So, so somebody needs to reach out to Dexter to get the engineering study for Old Brick Road.
Or another engineer.
Or we get another
Whatever
engineer.
needs to happen.
Okay.
because
That'll be
so-
me.
Okay, so Zara,
He keeps
should we
on
do that?
putting me off saying that he'll give it to me and then he doesn't.
Right.
Okay, so that'll be you, Zara, you're gonna
Yep.
do that, okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, anything else?
Do you
Yeah.
want, does anybody want to add?
Yeah.
anything? Or-
To that.
Yes,
Okay, Dorinda Crowell.
Dorinda Crowell, Crowell.
I'd like to speak to the Old Brook Road. This has been since the beginning of May. And I think the excuses have gone on far long enough. My son can't even get any fuel delivery. His truck refuses to go up the yard, his fuel company. So, and I guess, it's been, well, I don't have to tell you, but it's been excuse every time. And another neighbor on the road probably would like to speak to it as well.
Okay, and can you state your name, please, and loudly, so she can hear it, and spelling?
Larry Clements.
Clements,
Clements, yes.
Clements,
Right.
okay, Clements.
I also live on Old Brook Road, Brenda. Yeah, I'm starting to get concerned. It's been, since, early summer. And, I'm concerned that we're gonna come into winter and I'm really not sure. I have the same oil for propane company that has refused to deliver to our neighbor. They're in this meeting and, they haven't turned me down yet, but I don't know. And, concerned with emergency vehicles. I'm concerned, my house got fired. And the vehicles didn't come, but my insurance company refused to pay because I hadn't told them we had a road that they couldn't pass by. Very concerning at this point. And that's where I'm at.
Okay, thank you. So let me ask, Eric and Zara the question. Even if we've had an engineering study a long time ago, would this have been, is this a 4810? What is this?
It is, but if we had the study,
Yeah,
then they could go ahead and we could bid it out and they could fix it.
okay, so
We need to study ASAP,
Okay, so
otherwise.
we need to
we're not
study.
gonna be able to-
So I would suggest, is there someone that we know who can do a study that isn't Dexter? Because if that truly is all we're waiting on, and then we can bid it out. And get
I
it
mean,
done
he
before
should have,
winter.
I don't understand why he doesn't, because he's been there multiple times doing survey.
Okay,
So I don't understand what
okay,
the issue.
so perhaps he doesn't understand the gravity of the situation, and that we really
I
do.
don't know, does he have a supervisor?
Is he's not working for himself, he's working for a
Is he,
company?
I don't know, that's why
I don't know either. I don't know who you're.
If he's doing this for the company, is it the same company that he was doing for the, NRCS bank stabilization?
I mean, the reality is him stepping in was him as part of the road committee. So I don't know what it's cost us, if anything, so far, or if he's just given us the,
No, I imagine it's gonna cost us the same, but well, sure.
but he has to build
Okay.
us as of yet.
All right, so Zara will get on that,
Mhm.
and thank you for your concerns, and.
Yeah,
We
oh
could
God,
potentially have snow.
we know the FEMA pace, yeah.
Well, and so, here's my question. Even if we go out to bid, do we have money to pay for it?
The moot point.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, it is a moot point,
It's
it
a
needs to
moot
be
point.
fixed.
We've got to borrow, just like. you
Right,
did for
so
the road.
even, but I guess my question is there money to borrow?
Yeah,
Are we in a position to borrow?
Yeah, we've had money.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
big time.
I'm just making sure, because this is not gonna be the only problem that we have. I mean, seems isolated, but it may not be, right? I mean, there could be any other road that this happens to. And, you know, these are the, results of this kind of weather happening and happening over and over again. You know, this is maybe just the start, right? Of having a road that maybe can't get fixed. I mean, we're hoping that we do get this fixed, and I do not want to go down that road of doomsday, but this, you know, it's concerning to me, certainly. So I would say that if he cannot commit to, like, what's a time frame, Eric, that we should say?
This week,
For like a
We should know
time
by the end
frame.
of the week.
We should what?
no, by the end of the week.
like he can give us something by the end
You
of the
should
week?
be able to. He said 2 weeks ago he could give it to me.
Okay, all right, so if you, like the end of this week, Friday,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll communicate with him
Okay.
tomorrow, depending on his, and I don't wanna, like Dexter has done a lot for us. I
Right.
do wanna state that, but yes.
But
We
I
got
would,
a road
I
falling
would,
into the
yeah,
gorge.
and I would also say that they're not getting the deliveries. Like this has to happen because they're not getting fuel deliveries.
Right,
And that's.
it's an
the
emergency.
most-
And it's really a concern more through the winter.
Yeah,
Well,
They can't even
Well, yeah,
plow
there's
it.
no way, there's no
No
way.
way you can plow it.
I would
Yeah.
never call that.
Okay.
And honestly, things have moved slow, as Eric said, so what we did get, from, Dexter today was for 4722 for Lower Sunnybrook, right? We're still waiting on him for East Hill Road and Portal Road and all of them.
Well, don't, that repair work has been done. We just need to.
The permit. And then we'll get paid,
The state sign off. on it.
and then we get paid.
Yes.
So that's holding up that money. And then he also sent us, French, Bulldog and Daniels Farm Road, but not Old Brook for the twenty
Everything
twenty-four
but.
today. Right, exactly. In the meantime, since the last time we met here at the select board, we did have one more of those, that applicant signed project sitting on Christy Nolan's desk, obligated for another, 600, where is it? Where are you? $637,690. So that should be coming to you next. We had obligated $1 million. So that's it, that we were waiting on 2 million, so we're down to 1.4, for 4810. And then we'll have the Z work, and we'll also know what French Bulldog Daniels Farm and Old Brook Road will cost on top of what we have already done. And that paperwork will have to be filled out once we have that information. But we're coming towards the end. You're welcome.
makes it really updated.
There's one other thing I would like to add.
Yes,
So we had some asphalt work that needs to be fixed from the flooding. And I've tried to get multiple quotes and only been able to get one.
Okay,
But we're running out of time with that too. And the company that gave me a quote was Pike. And that's for 58,700. That's for the bottom of Collar Hill and also on Shady Road.
the bottom of McCullough and Shady Rail,
Yeah,
and this FEMA covered?
yes.
Okay,
And we probably need to make a decision because right now he can do it middle of September to the first part of October. But waiting longer, it's not.
okay, does FEMA allow us to do it with only one quote?
Well, I've documented that I've contacted others about others talking.
Okay. Is there any way to confirm that?
I will confirm
Yeah.
that. And then
Can you write
if,
that in notes, Carol, that Zara will confirm that we can move ahead with only one quote, even though we requested multiple capital responses.
and then once we get some confirmation of that, we can move forward.
Yeah, okay, I would agree with that. But I think that based on our purchasing policy, what happens to Stacy, she's gone. We might need to approve that. But I will say that we do have a meeting on Tuesday. We have
Next
a-
Tuesday.
Yeah, we have to have another, like, back to back because of going back onto our regular schedule in first or third. So maybe I'll put that on the agenda for Tuesday, and by then you'll
that okay?
know.
Will
Does
we-
that work? Does that work okay? Okay, so let's put it on the agenda for, Tuesday, 9 to, add, the, paving, McCullough and Shady Rail.
You really want to have another meeting on the back?
Yeah, we kind of got
There's
this.
5 weeks in the next month, so if you did it the following week and then the 2 weeks after, you'll be back on schedule in October.
I think I'm good with, because we've got stuff
We
to
have
wrap
stuff
up.
to wrap up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should really just, let's get back on it and then we'll have a little break, well, a 2-week break or a 3-week break, right?
The other thing I'd like to do is I have these printed out sheets of both floods. Is it possible that we can make copies and leave them on the door and I can let people know through Front Porch Forum that they're welcome to come look at the numbers? I do have a note on each of these that says it does not include the state paid portion and you know, people could look at this and I know there are a lot of questions. So there's for both years and I'll give you a copy before we leave, Carol. And it was well done to post.
All right, so we'll put that on the agenda, and Zara will in the meantime confirm with FEMA that it's okay with the one bid. Okay, so people on Brook Road, do you have anything else that you would like, Old Brook Road, is there anything else you'd like? The only thing Dorinda I was gonna ask, is there any way, that, let's just say, in the event of an emergency, that someone can access Randy's house and go around, or is there not a driveway that goes down?
All
There's not,
goes
a-
up
okay,
there.
there's nothing that goes, I thought there was something that you know through a driveway, okay. And, okay.
Private vote.
Nothing, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing,
If you're
okay.
on,
I, for some reason, I thought there was a driveway that went up and around, but, okay. Alrighty. Anything else on the roads before we move on? To Brendan? And his announcement of the fire?
I don't think so. The one last one, 4810, other than this.
Yeah.
And what we're waiting is Brook Road and that'll take a while. That's 1.4 million.
Regular Old Brook Road.
Regular Brook Road.
Regular,
Not the old one.
the Great
Not
Brook
the
Road,
old one.
the Great Brook Road.
The new,
Okay.
soon
Alright,
gone.
okay, cool. Alrighty, so, Brendan, were you gonna represent the fire department tonight?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you and welcome. So Brendan is here from, Brendan, what's your last name again?
LaRue, Lareau.
L-E-R,
LAR.
Lareau. Brendon. Got it? Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so let's share over the report. Total calls this year is 48. Calls during this period is 7. We had one mutual aid out, we had no mutual aids in. Our member response is 7, our minimum is 4, our average is 4.8. Engine 1 was out 3 times, engine 6 was not out at all. Tanker 1 was out 1 time. Rescue 1 was out twice, truck 14 was not at all, and people responded to personal vehicles 3 times. On the 15th of July, we had a chimney fire with 4 responders on Route 2. On the 18th of July, on Notch Road, we had a call for manpower. We had a response in a POV with 5 responders. The 22nd of July, we had a call on I-89 southbound at mile marker 57.6, 2-car motor vehicle accident. Engine 1, rescue 1, and personal vehicles responded with 7 responders. 26th of July, on Notch Road, an iPhone reported a crash, but nothing was found. We had 4 responders.
Jeez.
August 2nd, yeah, it happens sometimes. On August 2nd, on Bartlett Road, we had a structure fire. Tanker 1 went with 4 responders. Mutual aid out to Berlin. On August 6th, Upper Sunnybrook Road, a small tree on a power line, 5 responders. And on 14th of August, I-89 southbound, mile marker 7.2, 1-car rollover, engine 1, rescue 1 responded with 5 responders. Fast squad had a total of 21 calls, and 19 of them were medical only. Training, we went to Montpelier Fire Department to familiarize ourselves with the ambulance that they have, because we have a lot of beefers and we're gonna have 2 people hopefully graduating from EMT class soon. We had new batteries for engine 1 and tanker 1, no purchases, no notes, and 2 members still enrolled in EMT class
Nice.
that started in April and ends in August.
Awesome.
Congratulations, guys.
That's
One
great
other-
work.
One other note too is we have a potential person who wants to join. Who's gonna be enrolled in the September EMT class.
Nice. From Middlesex?
Yeah, he was a Brook Road.
Awesome. Great. The more the merrier. That's awesome. Any questions for the fire department? Well, thank you guys for all of your work. And helping the people of Middlesex and beyond.
And Eric, please stick around for the town hall discussion if you can. If you have time.
No food for you.
Uh-oh.
Guess I don't get to eat dinner.
Well, okay, Larry's not here.
Or
yet.
we can push it for a week.
Yeah, you're good. No, that's fine. I can hang. I'll just,
Oh,
I'll
well,
wither
we
away
could
to
start
nothing.
talking about the town hall. Thanks, Brendan.
No problem.
That's all right, I'll just wither away to nothing.
No, we could talk about the town hall right now, with no action.
Yep.
And then look, when Larry gets ready, he's biking over from somewhere, I don't know where.
That's right.
We can go in to talk about the heating system again. Okay. What is it you would like to say?
So we not only have this town hall, that the voters passed to not fix up, and still has all the same problems. But we also have the town crew garage, which is 50-year-old structure that was built to last 20, 30?
Just 20 years.
Yeah, so it's 20 to 30 years outdated. And I would like to suggest that we start making plans to get rid of this building and create a bigger, better town garage with office space included. So that we're kind of fixing two birds with one stone. We've got new equipment coming. I know these guys were talking about, when the power was out for 5 days, they have no generator, they couldn't even get the bays up, the trucks had to stay outside and get cleaned off. If you ever go there and the trucks are inside, they're all Jengaed in, there's mold issues, the sides are peeling off.
It's a
The
terrible
heat-
building.
Yeah, the heat is just cranking.
As of
There's
right now, we
holes.
don't have one here.
What? And they have no heat for this winter, so that's fun too. So I think we need to move forward sooner than later, talking to the town as a whole about this and finding out what they're thinking for the future. Okay, and also what is it changing then our bylaws so that town hall isn't necessarily in the town.
Well, there's no bylaws, it's really just part of our town plan that the town municipal offices are in the village. It's not like a rule, right, Sandy? It's not like it has to, but it's like what the town voted, right? The town like had a town plan, and in that town plan, the goal was to keep the municipal offices in the building, I mean, in the village. What's that? They're done every 5 years, a town plan, I think, is what it is. I'm looking at Sandy because she knows. Yes,
I'm Sandy Levine. Town plan, I think, is every 8 or 10 years. It's a while, and it was divided in 23, so it's not due to be renewed for, I think it was like 2030, but I figured it out on time. Don't hold me to that specifically, but it's a while yet. It doesn't, the town plan says that the village is the commercial and civic center for town, so that's where those buildings should be. We can change the town plan, it requires a vote of the community. If you're looking for any outside funding and you're proposing to build something that conflicts with what the town plan says, you may not get, I mean, state funding, they're always asked, how does this comply with the town plan? So that could be problematic. I think, it's an interesting idea to sell the building. I don't think we've gotten a sense of what this building could be worth or what other possibilities there are. I do know that when, and Liz was on the group that looked at this previously, the look at building new versus renovating was less expensive than building new. So I think that you need perhaps more information than just, oh, we should sell the building.
So I did get in touch with a real estate agent, and the estimate that I got for her, through her, was $450,000. In talking with the budget committee, we agreed that it's probably worth more like $500,000. They want it to sell in 24 hours. But somewhere between $450,000 and $500,000, I think is good.
I think one thing you might want to look at is if we which I believe we are in need of 2 buildings. It is a lot cheaper to build 1 than 2.
Yes,
And it's a lot cheaper to maintain 1. rather than
Yeah.
2.
I would agree with that.
So financially, it might be worthwhile to really look into that. Figure out what we can do.
And do you think that the town garage needs to be where it is now? I mean, that's,
Well, I mean,
I'm just curious.
could it move? Yeah, we got a big plot of land there though that would be able to house those. We have a big sand pile there, so we'd have to figure out
Logistics of
logistics
storage
of that. Could we be anywhere in town? Well, yeah, because we drive everywhere, so
Yeah.
reality is we could be in.
But your sand pit is there.
Well, yeah. Our sand pile's there, we got everything there.
Yeah.
So if we could build it somewhere else. In here, you know, is it possible? I'm not opposed to that. Cause again, we drive everywhere in town, so it doesn't matter where we.
Yeah,
But finding.
I just know that we had a big plot of land there.
yeah.
Becomes a
Housing,
bigger second problem.
public housing.
This could be housed.
Yeah.
Yes, during that.
Um, when this discussion, after the vote and all, there was discussion about the school possibly becoming available to house the town hall. And they are doing the redistricting by the end of December, right, after have an initial plan for that. So, I mean, I agree, I think you should start looking, but that is a possibility still, if you still thought you could put something back in the school. And then, you know, when they fix this situation, which, you know, somehow you have to look at the G classrooms.
Yeah.
Knock out some.
I guess I didn't realize the school could possibly be that, available
Well,
that
the whole,
soon.
the whole thing with the,
And they just have all this.
looking at it is, yeah, they did put a lot of money into it, but they are talking about, you know, the enrollments in these schools. And my understanding is Doty doesn't even have 50 choice this year. And, you know, Rumney is slacking as well, so,
Rumney just did a big weatherization.
they
Did
just
you
did
see that?
the weatherization, I know it, so they're putting money into the building, but
Yes.
unless they start moving a lot more kids there.
I mean,
Yes.
I agree, that would be ideal, I just was thinking in the
Feel it.
interim,
In the interim, yes.
we need a building to house these guys, so that they have heat, so that our equipment that costs $200,000 a truck or whatever is, you know, not getting rusted, and you know how hard Vermont winters are on vehicles and how difficult it is to get these vehicles. So it just seemed to me like as an interim, if we started fixing this and had space until, you know, that Cheryl could work in an office until she has a whole school to work from.
Certainly, we need to look into something.
Yes, Larry.
Yeah, I know we've talked about this at several few meetings, and I know it's difficult to try to find people to serve on committees, but it would be worthwhile to form a committee to start to look at all this. You know, as us as a group, you know, it's great to talk about it and come up with ideas, but what if we actually formed a committee that could come up and field ideas for the community, have open meetings for people to come in and talk about it and look at our options?
We would have to do that. I mean, we wouldn't do this in any other way. And there's a lot to consider in this idea, which is something that we have sort of talked about, you know, in our conversations, you know, with the renovation of this, is that we know that we need to have that the town shed needs to be replaced. We know that there are some issues with that there may be some possibilities with Rumney. We have sort of talked also about potentially the state offices over there, even renting some of those spaces if we needed to. So yes, and Zara, I know you're already on the road crew, but maybe there's a subcommittee of the road crew that talks about the road buildings.
I don't see why not.
And yes, Sandy Levine.
Well,
I I guess I would suggest that you looked at together, it's the road and town hall,
Yes.
sort of the bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Bigger
for sure.
infrastructure.
Yes.
And, maybe start with, asking for folks in town to volunteer like we did, both for the road committee and for the town hall committee before. And say over the next 3 months,
Yeah.
that's out of my head, over the next 3 months to just sort of outline some options and paths forward. I mean, there's some, good experts in town on lots of these issues that I think could help weigh in and just figure out what do we need to know, to make some responsible decisions going forward.
Thank you, a couple people from the select board, a couple people from the road committee, a couple of people from.
The planning, maybe the planning commission?
So, I just will say that I love all these ideas, but these things take years, right?
Yeah.
And so we know that this building needs heat. Sounds like your building needs heat.
Yes, they crapped out this, spring.
Did we know this? Or are we only hearing this right now?
You know,
We do it, okay, I just don't
We
read.
had a plumber look at it, and
Okay,
it's just a matter of, their Modine heaters are not big, so it's not like super expensive.
okay,
Came up at the same time the fire department in
Yeah.
this situation.
okay. So in the meantime, the reality is that we're not leaving this building between now and next summer,
Same.
right? So, so I think that yes, I totally agree. And I will say, as we all know, that there's probably no funding for us because of things on the federal level as well as things on a state level, and the fact that we got nothing for the town hall that was even available. The money that was available was not available to Middlesex because we're not in the income eligibility for a lot of things. So I don't want anyone to get any hopes up that there's any money besides a bond, which is what we would have to do. And we know that with the tariffs and the costs of metal and goods, that our $3 million town hall might become a $5 million town
It's probably
shed.
at 10 million now. I think East Montpelier is over 5 just for.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's-
we're
that's
talking a lot of,
3 years
like,
down.
these things take a lot of relationship building with people within the town. I think that people prefer roads over community buildings, and so we may have there may be many people who are like, yes, let's build this building and let's throw in a couple offices for the town hall and a community room. Right, that may be a good thing, and I really am just, I have to say that probably both Sandy and I have a little bit of PTSD about how the bond went down, because it was the right thing at the very, very wrong time.
Yep.
Right, and so I don't have the capacity or energy to want to put into this, but I do hope that there are people who do want to do
Yes.
this. In the meantime, we have Larry Sharp here, who's now at 5:30 to explain to us about, like, we have to revisit this heating system situation and make a decision so that the heating system people, now, hold on, you're also gonna need a heating system for your town garage.
Just replacement units will be,
Okay. Which we don't have a budget for, but we can always borrow.
well, we have a.
We have a-
Yeah.
Okay, can you please get some quotes about what it would take to replace those things that you have now? Because again, we don't wanna invest in some fancy heating system
No,
there,
it's
if
not.
all you've got is a couple of Renai things.
Yep, that's all.
If you can get some quotes, because we may need to approve it at the select board, depending on the amount, that'd be great. Thank you, Eric. Okay, welcome, Lowry Sharp.
Thank you. Are we doing the website first?
No, I think the heating system
Okay.
first.
We're right on time.
We're right on time.
Yeah, but I apologize because I'm not coming armed with like lots of great new information. I was a little under the weather and forgetful.
No worries.
This is a 2-pager, and I apologize to those online. I realize this is paper, but I just printed this off just as the first chart is showing, this is from a report from the Energy Action Network, where they've done a lot of tracking over the last decade of how much it costs to heat a building with all different types of fuel. And just wanted to provide that as context that, you know, what does electricity cost? And what does propane cost, and what do other fuel sources cost? And they've all been kind of steady. And so I think our cost for this building, per gallon of propane is something like 165. It's pretty darn cheap right now. That list residential is like 265. And so if it's 165, then it's a bit cheaper. It's substantially cheaper than electric for the same unit of energy to heat a building, right? But if it goes up, they would probably be pretty equal, you know, if it was closer to what the residential rate is. So I just wanted to provide that as context. And I know that there's always volatility, but over many years, things tend to kind of even out and, you know, follow a fairly steady pattern. The other page on that, the third page, is just more of a political statement that when you buy fossil fuels, 75% of your dollars go out of state. When you buy electricity, 67% stay in state. So that's, you know, that's a platform that I stand on, but not everybody has to. So that's why the Energy Committee, you know, as it's currently constituted, supports going electric for various reasons that are not financial. So that's where we are. So the two things, you know, immediately affecting the building are, again, the weatherization and then the heating system. And my proposal is still to weatherize first this fall, like late next month, when it's cool enough to go in the attic and not roast. And so there's two pieces, you know, the attic. I talked to Randy Drury, and we're at a very rough number of $10,000, and he's offering to donate his time to blow that stuff in. So that's substantially cheaper than if we hired a contractor. So that's really generous of him. The materials are somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000. We need to do some more precise measuring and getting a quote for some other materials besides the cellulose to get a firmer number on that. Then there's some, I think included in that 10,000, I would include, you know, caulking and spray foaming gaps, and that's a few $100s. But the other big ticket item is the foundation, which I think Cheryl can attest to, brings in a lot of cold air to her toes. And so we have this terrible effect of, you know, cold air coming out around the basement and then the heat going up out the attic. So it's a perfect chimney effect. So we really want to do both if we can. And the MERP assessment last year had an estimate of $10,000 for that work. And I did call somebody who didn't call me back, so I don't have a local estimate for that. But if they're correct, then we're looking at $20,000 for the weatherization, plus somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000 for the heating system that we talked about last time. And I think that would get us, you know, a good combination of a building that doesn't leak so much and a heating system that doesn't have to work so hard. So that's where we are, and I understand that, you know, the time is gonna run out before the heating system. So I would love to get answers on the foundation work. Is it really 10,000? But we kind of know where we are with the heating system. It's somewhere in the $25,000 to $35,000 range. Whatever the fuel source.
Whether it's the propane or
If we
the
do, yeah, if we do.
propane heat pump or the whole heat pump. thing.
Right. Or you just replace the propane unit and hope for the best. Hope that the insulation was good enough and that Cheryl's toes aren't cold anymore. And we do a ventilation unit added on to clear out the radon.
Yeah.
So that's where we would go,
But that's included in the 25 to 35 price range,
Yes.
cancellation, right? Okay, Sandy.
I just had a question. I have a recollection that when we were looking at the town hall work, that there was an issue with some of the weatherization work because the roof wasn't strong enough to accommodate a heavier snow load, like.
was that this building or was that the shed?
No,
that was
this building.
That, I just,
Mhm.
that's some recollection. I just would want to make sure that that gets looked at.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about
That it was,
that.
I knew the town shed. Are you sure that that was also a part?
I heard it for this building too, just in the last year and a half that I've been here.
I,
Uh-huh.
it's worth looking, checking.
Yeah.
Double, triple check.
Is this a shingle roof? I can't remember, or metal, shingle.
So do you think the VIA report addresses that? Is that where it was?
Well, they were putting on a new roof anyway, right? Cause I think it was like, oh, we'll do this at the same
But I
time.
think that was part of it, that I mean, this was my recollection, that it was weighted relying on the snow melting up there.
Yeah, right. So I guess we should look at the VIA report to see if it says definitively that. And what's this remediation besides melt? What's the structural fix, right? And if they don't address that, then do you want to get a structural engineer to weigh in on it?
I mean,
That's probably, I don't know,
And I think-
$1,000.
Yeah, it may be in the report, or it may just be a call or check in this.
Yep. You know who also might have a good, who might know is David Vita, might have a recollection about that. But I can, give you access to the MERP, all the MERP, not MERP,
Yeah.
all the BIA stuff. Now, my recollection is that we actually approved a couple meetings ago to do at least that part of the weatherization. So I don't think we need to move forward with approving that if we decide, like, after you look at this and you say,
Yeah, we don't want to put anything up there until we
yeah,
address
until
this
you know,
issue.
yeah, until you know.
And obviously Randy's is gonna be the least expensive, but do we need to do RFPs for this? Is this something?
Well, then, this is also including some volunteer stuff, right? Not like it's a regular, like, this is like,
There would
Just don't
include
know.
volunteer work
there's
to prep
volunteers
the whole thing.
involved, so
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Only because it's like a project, right? It's like a town volunteer project.
Well, you're basically just paying for supplies.
You're paying for supplies, right? Yeah, so,
And is there same policy and all that stuff?
and I will say that because, you know, the assessment after the VIA was that this is actually a sound building. Like, it's probably not one that if someone were to buy it, that, I mean, unless it was like a really wealthy person who wanted to like build a high rise, where they would tear it down. So this isn't like a piece of crap building, which is good for its resale value or for even investing in, you know, weatherization, right? So I think because the alternative is that we just put in a propane boiler and be done with it and don't do anything, right? And we're just like, let's just put in a propane boiler so these guys don't, I mean, right now it's not broken, I mean, it still works. But when it breaks, it's going to.
It would be just get a little, the electric heater to put it into the house.
For your toes. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, that's it.
I mean, seriously, yeah.
Also, that, the scenario where you don't do anything to the heating system, but we address the air quality is to put in, one option is to put in a standalone ventilation unit through the wall downstairs. There are 2 units. It's about, I want to say it's $2,500 or 2,000, and those 2 units keep exchanging air, and that keeps the downstairs clear. Doesn't address the upstairs, which I guess you don't use that much.
We don't have the.
No, and there's a radar, and there's only radon truly in the vault, or if the vault is open
Right.
and it sort of seeps out.
Right.
So how does that work in terms of venting?
I don't think you can vent the vault,
No,
it's only
it's
the
not,
air.
it's not a good
like-
idea to start messing with that box that the vault is enclosed in.
What's
Does anybody know what's causing the radon coming out of the well? Was that a
Just
underground thing? It's not.
Yeah.
Just from
Somebody was just in here telling me that they just built a brand new house and that it was like 10 times over the limit of where it needed to be near brand new. So that was a brand new foundation, brand new house,
Yeah.
brand new everything, so in their house is really high on radon. So, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's totally natural.
the ventilation would work though, when the door opens, it would suck it
Right,
out.
right.
So,
And in fact, you
Yeah.
might actually want to keep the door open all the time, because then you're not capsulizing the radon in the vaults. Only when you leave at night do you then close the vault, because if it's coming out and being circulated.
But then it circulates with the.
Well, but not, yeah, but then it's filtered though,
If you vent it out,
if you vent it out,
as soon as it comes out.
as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you would measure it, you would see, does that make sense to do that? Is there a high level of
Depends on where
radon?
you put the vents and where people are sitting all the time.
There'd have to be one like right behind where the clerk sits.
Well, I can tell you that at one point, I thought they were saying that they could put a radon mitigation inside the safe.
Yeah,
And they had,
before,
yeah, before, or have to go off the wall. I
Yeah.
mean, somebody, I don't know who, but somebody
Right.
along these ways has said something.
I think
all these people that
that's
are
a
in and out.
typical way to grab it in the floor before it even comes up.
Oh,
So why aren't we doing that then?
For March 15th?
Yeah, we talked about it as a committee and somebody thought that would be more expensive. And you want fresh air anyway in the building.
So if the ventilation.
So ventilation
system
system is giving you fresh air all the time. Radon or no radon, and if we weatherize the building, you want that because you have less fresh air and coming in through the walls.
So then, if we're gonna, if you're considering selling this building and then we're gonna put all this work into this building. Are we gonna get, you think we get our money back in the return, or
Who
this
knows?
is it, this is 470?
I mean, she did make a
That's what
comment
it
that
is.
based on the current problems of the building, that's why it's.
Right, so maybe if you
If
had
we
like
do
a
these
better
improvements,
system,
then
you
it
could,
would
yeah.
increase.
And if it were me and I thought I was likely to sell this in the next couple of years, I would worry, I wouldn't do much because I would think someone's gonna come in and do a total gut
Right,
and they're not gonna,
right.
it's hard to not touch those things that we just did.
But I will say, I just need to reiterate this, that these things take time. I don't see a new town shed being built for literally, these things, you literally have to do. First, you gotta get your committee, then you gotta get the buy-in, then you gotta do the warning of the bonds, and then you gotta, I mean, these are years out. Even in the best case scenario.
I think we need to move it forward. I mean, if we're
No,
already.
you can, I'm just saying.
But I'm saying if
it's-
we're already 20 years overdue, 20 to
Yeah.
30 years overdue, we need to make it happen.
I'm not disagreeing with that, I'm just saying it takes
I get it.
longer than it takes for like you to build a house.
Yeah.
Yes, Sandy.
I agree, I'm gonna agree with both of you, yes, it takes time, yes, we need to get moving on it. I think we also need to know where we are with the roads and what's gotten paid back for the roads, and where we're done with the fire station. And tie whatever we're doing
Yeah.
with additional work with the retirement of the fire station bond.
2 years.
Yeah,
2
soon.
years, yeah.
If it's 2 years, actually.
Right, and I think that was part of the problem.
It was,
With the town hall, is that we were still paying for the fire station, we were still had, a lot of money for the roads, that were quite expensive, so. I mean, make these, decisions for large financial investments based on knowing that they're already.
Yes.
But I think that's why it's good timing to start now,
Yeah.
because
Yes,
if we're
we
gonna
really
do
are.
something. I
Wrapping
have
this
a
up.
burning question though, is the town garage in worse shape than the town hall?
So I think it
believe
is.
it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think it is.
So, I mean, if we're gonna put in new heaters and all that, should you be talking about, I don't know, if you could use spray foam or something on the inside of the building that would help? I mean, they've got holes in the side of their building.
Right,
that
well,
you
I was
could-
gonna say, I don't know if spray foam will help when you've got a gaping hole
I
like
mean,
this.
I just think we're throwing money out the holes.
Right.
And
Okay.
It's actually, I hate to say it, it's in worse condition than the town
Oh,
hall.
it's in far, I mean, it was never meant to be more than a 20-year, like,
I remember when it was
stop
built.
gap. And it's like made out of metal, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it's even, it's
Yeah,
not even like a real
Steel
building. Yeah, it's not even a real building, so.
Asbestos.
But I think that, it's different in that it's not where people spend their whole day,
Right, I agree
right?
with that,
And-
you still need to make it semi.
Inhabitable, yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So, and I truly believe that there's going to be a greater, stomach for a town shed, because roads are what our town is, than there is for a town hall, and to combine the two would be and I think that people would buy into that, but it will be a very expensive endeavor, and with very little, if any, financial support beyond the bond. So this doesn't answer your question, but I think that, we can get the answer about the load on the roof. We can maybe, yeah, I mean, we've already sort of said you can, but I think we really also want to talk about the basement. So if you can still try to get a price on that, and
Yeah.
I agree, is there someone in town? Is there someone in town with an excavator who would like to volunteer their time for the better of their community to dig some trenches? And what? For the,
Just to clear the perimeter.
to put in the.
To put insulation. I guess.
There's a lot of excavators in town.
There are a
Yeah,
lot of
I can tell
excavators
you
in
that.
town, and I do hope that some of you who agree that it's very expensive to do a bond might volunteer your truck and your time, or at the very least, your time.
So can we put a front porch?
Yes, we can. But first, let's see if, because there's no point in doing the bottom if you can't do the top, right? Or no? Okay, so just put it out there. Alrighty, so. Will you
There are a
remind
lot
me,
of bushes. I just walked around. It's like, oh, really big bushes around here. So.
keeping the place warm and cozy. Okay, well, you guys, we are, okay, so now, Lowry, time for you to provide an update on the website.
So Liz?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
You want me to bring up the, probably the listeners here and my stuff downstairs, or? do you-
Oh, sure, just quickly if you want to talk about that.
One of the things that I need to do is I need to move the lister stuff up here and move the recording stuff downstairs. I cannot be in both places while I'm trying to do my jobs, and I need to be aware of what's going on downstairs.
Yeah.
So my thought is, we can put the fire files there and give those guys the space and move the recording downstairs where I need to be able to see what's going on in the office.
Yeah.
I'm not, if I'm up here recording. If I'm up here doing something, I don't know what
Right.
necessarily what's going on down there, and I don't want wrong answers and things that we have to do down there. I need to be in one place.
Okay, and you need the stuff that's up here, but we want to move this downstairs. Have the listers have space up here with their file cabinets and things up here and a desk, and they would use the same desk space
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that Kevin Thompson has asked repeatedly to have a desk here. And that if we move the file cabinets up here, it would give him that space on that wall
Okay,
to do that, to put him a desk.
I have no objections to it. I mean, this isn't really our town. I
I
mean,
feel like Sam's on the thing, she might have something to say, do any of the listers? Wanna talk about this?
Sam, do you hear us? Sam both?
Yes, I do. Yeah, we're actually here, so we can come in.
Oh, where are you?
We just pulled up.
Oh,
Welcome.
yeah, you're here for the 6:30 thing. No, you're not, because that's different.
Yeah, come on up.
I can see it as a space about there. I can see it from here.
She's gonna come up the stairs, they just pulled in.
Did you go to provide the agenda for the, DCA?
I did, they're on.
Right. Okay, so.
Oh, no.
Oh, and we started.
Oh, I guess there is.
Yeah, it's there.
It's just, you know.
Yeah.
I thought you were, we missed it.
No one's gonna go in. Paul said he couldn't get on. He's like, I'm trying to join, but he couldn't. Is he on
Nothing
the
came
old?
up on.
No, I know,
Nothing
I
on
don't
the
know.
old version was.
All I said was,
I think
Yeah,
we're including
no,
as part of
It's
the,
nothing come up as
town hall.
anybody trying to.
he doesn't even, it's not, it's like he doesn't know what he's doing. He took a picture of it. Oh, you know what, he's got, I think he's on the old one.
But he's probably on the old,
Yeah. Hi there. Yeah, cause it says, the host has another meeting in progress.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hi Shelley, hi Sam. So Cheryl is thinking that it would be helpful for her to stay downstairs and have you guys move your file cabinets up here and have your lister space upstairs, as opposed to the little space downstairs that you're sharing with Cheryl. And do you have objections to that?
the only thing is that,
This, like where?
like, putting
The-
your
the
fire
halls.
files over there against that wall, moving all that stuff out, putting your fire files against that wall. And you
You
guys
have
need to
this
do,
whole
you need
space.
one more fire file anyway, so we need to figure that out in order to be able to get that up here. And then just having your desk be there, and you could actually, we could probably maybe get 2 desks, because it's not always easy for you guys to have 3 people sitting in one spot. You know what I mean? So,
This is like one open room.
right,
So when meetings are going on, you would want us to come in here and work, like right now, if we wanted to come and do lister stuff.
well, you know, frankly, I think y'all need to have regular hours anyway, because it's hard for us to know what hours you guys are keeping. So, for people to be here during the week, and I would imagine that you would be here working during the meeting anyway.
Yeah, I would
Because-
not use that as a reason if there's having meetings here, you would just work around those meetings, I think. Don't you work at home too?
We don't have set schedule hours.
I know you're supposed to, though. It says in the listers thing that.
We need to be available, which is why I asked you to put something in our site,
In your what?
town site,
Oh.
about us being
I
available.
would if I knew it, but I don't.
Okay, let's just not, we're not gonna have an argument about this. I think that it makes sense first of all, for Cheryl to be downstairs and not be having to come up and down. We have a huge space up here. I don't think the lister's job is a 40-hour-a-week job, and how many meetings do we have here? We have,
The only ones I know, the planning commission and the select board and the road. Most of the other committees meet by Zoom.
so, I think there's space here. I mean, if we needed to, maybe we could
Are we
get some,
blocking
what are
off
those things
section?
called? Yeah, like that, like some of those gray, what are they called?
I also like schools.
Yeah, like a, like a cubicle, like those separators, get something to kind of block it off.
He's been up here looking around trying to figure out the best way to do it, but I think that's the best wall to, so they can have all their file cabinets together in one spot.
So how is it gonna be secure?
But that's our worry
Because
about.
this is public
people walking
record,
out.
the only record that we have. We don't have a digital copy, we don't have any of it, so this is public record, when someone could just walk up and take it.
Somebody can walk up downstairs.
But they would have to pass the front desk,
Yeah.
and then they would have to pass.
But I'm sorry, do you not lock your cabinets?
No, they're locked.
Well, maybe they should be locked.
Well, we probably need new cabinets to actually.
I mean,
No, they have keys.
They're keys. Well, I mean, this is no matter where you work, I work in a place that there are file cabinets that anyone can fucking do it and you lock them. So I do not think locking a file cabinet, or that the reason that someone you think is gonna come and take something,
And
when
we need
there's,
to have it secure,
how is it not
And-
secure to be locked?
they haven't been locked, is what I'm saying.
So, well,
But
you're
I
the
thought,
listers,
don't
you
you guys
should
go
lock
in
them.
sometimes if we're not here?
Yeah,
No one
but
would have-
there's keys. There are
Yeah.
keys, and we can have 2 sets of keys if we need to go in there, or you can tell us where the keys,
sometimes.
or you can just tell us where the keys are at, you know what I mean? So. I mean, I can tell you, I've probably been in those, most of the time, if I need to do something for somebody needing a lister's part, I print it offline. I don't have to go into the file, and there's only been probably 3 or 4 times that somebody's come in and they say, I want the file. You know,
So I don't think this is anything that we necessarily have to vote on. I mean, this is just moving some spaces around and,
So I don't know why this decision is being made without.
I'm not making the decision.
I mean, I feel like we've talked about this and it was actually brought up when Cheryl was upset because she wanted to do a meeting without a headset. And it was the first day Sean had started and the three of us were, what were we doing? Like logging the grand list into training Sean and Cheryl asked us to stop talking because she had a meeting.
Okay, that's another reason why you would want to have a separate space, because Cheryl's gonna be talking with people. And to have you guys in there talking at the same time, I believe it's a very small space. I've been in there. I
It's a
would
small
not
space,
wanna be
I get
sharing
that,
it with Cheryl.
But I don't know why there's so many changes now that Sarah's gone. I don't understand why. the
Change
listeners
happens,
are like,
Dan. Change happens.
change has happened, but I don't know why Cheryl's making all these changes. Like, I don't even know when the.
Because I think it's easier for her. She's not Sarah. She has a different style of how she works and where she wants to sit. And I think that it makes sense that if she needs to have more quiet and she doesn't want to be going up and down the stairs, which I completely agree with, that should not be a separate piece from her down. I mean, she needs to have both of those things on one level. Even more so with her knee, the way it is. And I'm not, this is just logic to me. This is logic that if she has to be going up and down the stairs and she's not at the front desk, I think as a town clerk, she should be the face of the place when people walk in, and she is where she's sitting there. And I really don't understand the resistance to moving up here if you can keep your things locked. People don't have access to this. This can be locked. That's, yes, sorry. And I'm
So-
done talking about it, but I'm not making any decisions.
So I guess that's my question is there a reason why you want to be downstairs versus upstairs? And if you are upstairs, can't they create whatever space they
Yes.
want?
You can create with them. And someone would
Or-
help you move the cabinets.
Or,
Eric's actually volunteered to bring the crew up and move the cabinets and do anything that we need.
or if they have to be downstairs, is there any way that we could move the table and chairs up here and move these things down to each of the walls so that there's workstations for everybody?
Possibly.
Downstairs?
Except
Moving the
that,
table up
you know that big
and these
table,
three against the wall with the thing, against the other wall between the,
The table has to be there because the researchers, when they come in, have to have a good table.
but if these three tables were down there, there would be workspace, right?
Yeah, I mean, there would be potentially. I mean, what's your thoughts, Dorinda?
Or,
What you just said
so
about
why would you wanna do that? I mean,
Why would I wanna make sure there's
bring
still
more
workspace?
furniture down there when it's already high. I mean, that's.
We
what I-
bring the table up, and so then it would be an open concept downstairs. So that instead of the table in the middle of the room, we have one of these against the wall, like where the, town clerk assistant is, and then there's that wall. Another one of these between the, coffee machine and the bookcase. And then another one of these on the back wall that's completely open.
Okay, but I guess I'm lost as to where the list is, how does that affect?
Where does
the
the list?
listers?
That just means that then the listers, if they have to be downstairs, could choose one of these three desks to sit at. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you
That's
have to
where
be
I was
downstairs.
kinda missing.
Personally,
But then you-
I'd rather be upstairs and you guys could make whatever place you want. You wouldn't have to deal with it.
Then we'll have to pay to have computer places, but, have other computer things and stuff, whereas here, it's just a matter of flipping the computers.
cause you need that space, you just, he
Yeah, I
wants
need all
to
that
use
stuff.
your space for that space, so that
And
he has.
that would go downstairs.
That,
I know
that
I know we
computer,
need
not the
full
desk
everything to do.
necessarily, but that
We
computer
were
set
driving
can
by,
go
so
in your
this just
space.
got me.
Oh, you need, gotcha,
I was
gotcha.
driving, that's why she was on.
Oh, I thought you were downstairs.
No, I just pulled in the parking lot when I heard you driving out there. So we.
And I think Sarah liked it up here because she wasn't bothered. It's perfectly
No,
honest.
the reason it came up here was because of COVID.
Right, that's what
And
it
so
says.
that was why it came up here, is
Right.
because we had to block off everything downstairs, which that was the original reason, and then it just.
And it's harder to keep up with the recording with having it up here
Right.
than it is downstairs, because then I'm constantly being interrupted or summoned downstairs. Whereas it's just as easy just to say this. You know, so I can know what's going on. I just can't know what's going on if I'm not here.
Well, I honestly don't think this is a board decision because we don't run the town clerk's office.
So we've thrown out some options.
Yes, we've just thrown out some ideas and hopefully you guys can work it out. Okay, so Lowry, the website, sorry for the delay.
Sorry. Sandy's been helping on that too. Thank you, Sandy, and a crew of other really good people, and we've whittled down the original list of 27 responses from companies down to 2 that we're demoing tomorrow. I haven't actually heard back from the guy about 10 AM, but I think it's gonna work out, but definitely 4 PM. And then if there's a clear winner, then that'll be the winner, but they're both well under $10,000 for the full implementation. And then, I don't remember what the annual cost is, but they're pretty low, $1,000 a year or something like that. So it's good. There's, these companies do municipal and government websites, so it's
Perfect.
it's a nice, option.
And how do they work with the existing website? Do they do some sort of, it's like, can't really merge, but like all the old, like,
Yeah, they moved everything
agendas
over.
and all that kind of stuff,
So
Wow.
They will take care of that, they say.
despite our very old website.
That's great.
Yeah, yes,
Is Matt Rickwag,
Oh, yeah.
which is fantastic, so.
Yes.
he's an IT expert who's been helping.
okay, so he's on the team or he's
Yeah.
proposing, okay,
No, he's helping on.
gotcha,
That's
okay.
fantastic.
All right, well, I think that, when the time comes to present to us, you'll just come with us. Come to the board with a suggestion of who to hire,
Okay.
and we'll have to give approval for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already approved the money, but I think we do want to approve the.
Yeah, and see the terms.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be like a 3 or 5 year
Okay,
contract, so hopefully in 2 weeks.
great.
Oh,
3, you got 3, you got either 1 or 3.
oh, okay, yeah.
3,
Yeah.
all right, see you.
Okay, thank you. So
All right.
I did feed Skipper and Luna is inside. So if you can keep her in, that would be great. Alrighty. Just do a little.
Was that on the
side
agenda?
business.
Cats are always on the agenda.
The cats are always on the
And we
agenda.
both advertiser?
Yes, exactly. I know, yeah. All right, so, Stacy, are you here?
I think she's having, yeah, because
I was gonna say I'm having like major network issues.
Okay. So it looks like we have here a copy of your procurement, your purchasing policy.
Are
And
we up for the procurement policy?
yeah. And it seems like this was with the additions that you discovered that VLTC had come up with a new one, is that correct? Okay, so Stacy is.
Having trouble.
She's in and out.
Let's do it in a week.
All right, we're gonna do this in a week. We've done this multiple times, so this will actually give us some time so that we are not here late. Stacy, if you're connecting, we're gonna put this off for another week. And actually, this will give me time to read it. I didn't know this
No,
came
me
through.
either. Yep.
So, perfect. All right, so,
It was last week.
okay, that's okay. So, the other thing is that we're gonna nominate Betsy Davis and Matt Rikuyak for the Cemetery Commission. Is there a motion to, nominate these wonderful volunteers to the Cemetery Commission?
I would make that nomination for Betsy
Okay.
Davis and Matt Ricciard.
Okay, is there a second?
Can I have a question before I second it? Didn't we nominate somebody at last meeting for the cemetery commission?
Matt's also part of the budget committee. That's what we did. We
Oh.
voted Matt budget committee.
Yeah.
It wasn't the cemetery.
No.
Okay, sorry. I'll second the motion.
Caveat is that normally we wouldn't be voting for this, but because we don't have a quorum, this is why we're doing it, and then the Cemetery Commission will be on its own,
Off and running.
off and running on its own. So Larry gave a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, Betsy, and you guys are now in charge of your own selves. But you're not on it.
I'm gonna
You're gonna be the helper.
I'm gonna do a little helper and then we're gonna set them
Okay,
free.
perfect, all right. Correspondence, there's a lot of stuff here, but, that we printed out one copy of it, but there's no action on this, but I just wanted to make everyone aware that, AT&T is gonna be doing some work on Farrell Mountain Road, which is off of, East Hill Road, on that cell tower. And so everything they're doing is called de minimis, meaning like it's not that much, it's just replacing things and then updating a few things. But not doing anything major to this. But to my understanding, at this point, the board has no action, but if you're interested, the documents are here and they were also in an email to you all. The other thing is that I did want to, just bring up at this meeting, right now, that, the Times Argus had a couple of, articles and, one was just in response to our conversations about the town hall, which weren't warned, that wasn't a part of the meeting, but it just became a topic of conversation with no action, but that became headline news for the Times Argus, and that's great. People need to know that we have a failing town hall, so that's great. But then they also did an article about our tax rate, and we actually have Dorinda here, which is helpful. And I would like to just clarify for folks that a couple meetings ago, when we were setting the tax rate, the question came up, hey, the voters vote on a budget. How is it that we can like make our tax rate, 1 or 2 cents, add a couple of cents when they've approved something? And so we did approve the tax rate included an extra 4 cents. Or just did the tax rate with a couple different scenarios and chose one that was an extra 4 cents. And when I did reach out to Dorinda that evening to say, hey, Dorinda, how is it that we can do this? And so Dorinda did respond, and since she's here, I was just gonna read the email, but Dorinda, do you want me to just, okay. So, so that, people understand, and then Dorinda can clarify, if anyone has any questions.
No, and one,
Yeah.
part of this came up again because the budget committee had recommended that, we somehow figure out a way to create a kind of slush fund, being that, FEMA is likely to go away. We might not have the help in the future as we have disasters. So it came up in the budget committee that we should be trying to find a way to make another $100,000 a year. And that's a small dent for the FEMA stuff.
I don't believe you can create a slush fund.
Okay.
I think that's, if I recall, you can't create that.
If we call it something else.
Well, that's why we created the asset fund.
Asset.
Because then we raise money, the voters know you're putting money into this account that can be used to help on any asset.
Which is what the full 4 cents was about. Right?
Well, no, that wasn't it. Which I'll wait till she reads the letter.
Okay.
And if you have any more questions, I can answer that.
Yes, so it says here, so yes, so I had also reached out to the LCT, and then I also want to say that they actually have a class, maybe.
I just signed it up.
I did too. They have a class in September about how to set the tax rate and a couple of other things around budgeting, so I signed up for that too. It says here, so I asked VLTC the question, and then I asked Dorinda. And Dorinda, so the board, or what's it called? VLCT says, state law says, at its annual meeting, a town shall vote such sums of money as it deems necessary for the interest of its inhabitants. and for the prosecution and defense of the common rights. It shall express in its vote the specific amounts or the rate on a dollar of the grand list to be appropriated for laying out and repairing highways and other necessary town expenses, i.e. salaries. If a town votes specific amounts in lieu of a rate on a dollar of the grand list, the select board shall, after the grand list book has been computed and lodged in the office of the town clerk, set the tax rate necessary to raise the specific amounts voted. The select board may apply for grants and may accept and expend grants and gifts above those that are approved in the town budget. The select board shall include in its annual report a description of all grants or gifts accepted. So I said to Dorinda, can you explain this to me? And Dorinda said, hi Liz, the voters approved the budgeted expenses, but not the projected income that can vary from year to year. The tax rate is based on the approved expenditures less anticipated income applied across the grand list. When the voters approve the expenses in March, we have no way of knowing at that time what we will receive from the state pilot, that's the payment in lieu of taxes, or highway revenue, nor do we know what the grand list will be. And then she goes on to say the increase probably should not have been noted to cover additional expenses, but more as to cover less revenue than anticipated.
And that's
So-
exactly what.
Right, and so we called it like, oh, look, we're gonna have this extra money to pay off our debt or to pay, this or that. But really it's to cover less revenue than anticipated.
The pilot went down this year.
Yeah.
And, so there was a lot less income.
Yeah.
And so that's why that went up, and we also received a lot of grants through the year, so the budget we set didn't extend over what the expenses were.
Oh, right, and so can I also ask this? The amount that we collect from taxpayers is actually less than our budget, right? Because don't we count on income from our budget, like pilot and
Right, that's
everything?
what it is. So
Yes.
when we set the tax rate, that is supposed to cover everything the voters approved for expenses. And then we guesstimate, but by the time we set the tax rate, we pretty much know what the income's gonna be. So we take that off from the expenses, and then we take the grand list and divide that by
What's left over? Right, so we're not
at.
actually getting more, like, we're not getting 4 cents more above and beyond what the budget is.
Right.
Right, so that should clear up any concerns that we are trying to get extra money from the taxpayers. Okay, any other questions or comments about
Right. To your point, if you, put money in that asset fund, and then you can use it for any kind of asset, those things come up.
Although I did hear, and I thought it was from maybe a conversation I had with the LCT, that we can actually budget, a discretionary fund if we want.
You do,
Yeah, I mean, we
but you
do,
only put like $10,000.
Yeah, we only put
I
10,000,
don't think we would
right.
put that in.
right,
But, and what happens at the end of the year, if
And our
your
reserve fund
revenue
too, I thought.
came in higher or your expenses came in less, that all goes into your fund balance.
into our reserve fund.
And that's how we had that fund balance.
That, like,
because we were
400,000.
doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Right,
Um,
so once we get back to that,
once we get that,
then when we set the budget, it will be based on what we have, not the severe lack that we have been facing for the last couple of years.
Right.
Yep.
And the town needs good, nice things, like just good enough to get us by things. And we need to spend money on that.
Okay, so, there's that. And then, let's do this, the Washington Electric Cooperative, this is a town highway permit to construct a 7,200 volt electric distribution line on the highway known as North Bear Swamp Road. Proposed line to begin near the residence of Jacob Hendricks. They're asking permission to cut and trim trees and brush that are in the road right of way where necessary. The brush will be chipped and the wood will be neatly piled. Okay, so is there a motion to approve this permit?
you only have Stacy's not.
Washington Electric Co-op.
She tried to get on several
Okay,
times. And it
That's
won't
okay.
connect.
So we do have a quorum. We've got.
Yep.
So is there a motion to approve this permit from Washington Electric Co-op to construct a 7,200 volt electric
We already
distribution farm?
Yeah, I think you approved it at the last.
No, I don't think we did, 'cause we didn't have it. You think we did?
I thought it said you approved it, something in there, I'm not sure.
You
I just couldn't find it
in.
again, find it.
Tax rate website, no, I don't think we did. Well, let's just do it again.
Yeah, I think we might have moved over it because we didn't have the paperwork.
Yeah,
Is this, I mean, this is a normal thing.
this is a very normal thing, yep,
I'll make the motion to approve.
okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
So it's a 7,200 volt electric distribution line on North Bear Swamp Road. Got that, Carol?
Heard of it.
Okay. She can look at these words if she wants.
Which
Um,
beer swamp?
North. Do we own? Oh, shoot. All those in favor of said. Permit, say aye. Aye. Okay, the problem is, Larry, can you come in to sign this week?
Yeah, I'm actually off tomorrow. I'll be in, town hall. I'll stop in and I'll do all the signatures for my sake.
Okay, dated at Middlesex Town Hall. This 26th day of August.
No, I don't know, but I just changed phone, so I can't text her.
Okay, so is this Stacy's? I remember we asked for everybody's,
I know, I just changed phones and of course it didn't
Okay,
put all.
I'll just-
That's in there. They
Just
said
tell her
they
to do
did.
that. That's what happened.
I'll just tell her it's okay.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
next week.
I
Good
don't-
Wi-Fi.
for some
set
reason
up
I
no
have her.
contacts.
I don't have her.
Every email address I had, everything.
What's her last name?
Scattered.
Why do I not have her?
I have her if you want me to email. What do you want me to email her?
Yeah, just text her, let her know we'll talk about it next week and she can maybe get better Wi-Fi, that would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did, actually, they did not.
Okay.
Well, I'm not. Well,
so,
yeah,
alrighty,
Yeah, easy.
yeah, so we're going to we're going to adjourn this meeting. And at 6:30, we're going to, start a BCA meeting for 17 Vermont statute number, 2150C, which is, around reviewing the voter checklist. And do you have paper copies of them?
Yeah.
All right, so, is there a motion to approve, to adjourn
Oh,
the
I
meeting?
I didn't make a copy for this.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those.
Aye.
Aye.